Hi, welcome back to Good in Bed. I watched back both of the previous episodes that I've recorded, and the first thing that I noticed, of course, I'm watching myself, right? And we all say that we are our own biggest critics. Two things I noticed. Number one, as I mentioned in the first episode that I recorded, that I need to pull from my experience in my public speaking classes that I took in college and stop using filler words, because not only do I say like way too often, but I also have an outrageous California girl accent. And I'm feeling like I'd like to get both of those things under control. Before I go on, though, I also love filming this on photo booth because I think I just ripped my shirt. I love filming on photo booth. Like I love the look of it. But I put my flashlight on my phone and I'm like, do I need a light? Because look how good the lighting is. Should I set my phone up on my laptop? Okay. Let's just try that until it blinds me. And then we can move it. Okay. So, back to what I was saying about using filler words when I speak. I'm going to challenge myself to, instead of feeling the need to fill the space with filler words, I'm just going to use silence to collect my thoughts, because I feel the word like at the tip of my tongue and I would like not to. So, yeah. It's not just the word like, though. It's also the word, so yeah, like I can't. Instead of re-recording the past two episodes that I've done, which was my first instinct, I was like, oh, should I just re-record them? But then, no. Because back to what I talked about in the last episode, I'm so comfortable with change, specifically myself evolving and changing. And I'm really working on deconstructing the belief construct of perfection, which I think I touched on in the last episode that I recorded. But I feel so deeply about that. Instead of re-recording the last episodes, because at this point I haven't put out anything. I just want to have some stuff recorded so that I'm able to put it out. But instead of re-recording the last episodes because I was saying like and too much, I don't think it's that intolerable. I do think that I notice it because it's me. Anyway, I'm still gonna release them because I actually like that going forward, you're going to be able to see the evolution that I've made in trying not to do those things. And I feel like being okay with being wrong in the past, making mistakes, and learning from them, I've become really good at taking constructive criticism with merit, of course. My cat's meowing. Okay, I'm gonna let him in. I'm back. He was crying at the door. I couldn't not let him in. I'll just cut that part out. Anyway. So, I was talking about the concept of evolving and being okay with letting it be known that you haven't always been perfect. None of us are ever going to be at our final form, and I think that that's the whole point of life, is that life is a forever journey. It's a forever evolution. And I think that it's really liberating allowing yourself to just exist. And again, in a way, this concept is very simple, but it's also not, because our society is so driven by the construct of perfection when it doesn't exist. And it's a forever moving goalpost. It just keeps moving. And every time you meet where you thought you were going to be content, it moves again. That's literally how society is set up. And when you can liberate yourself from those feelings, you unlock a whole new level of potential for yourself. I also think that life is not a linear journey, right? So I can just use my own life experiences as examples. But my current job is not something that I ever pictured myself doing. I think I mentioned in a past video that my job right now is literally in corporate for a company that's in marketing. If you know me, you know that I've never been a corporate girly. I've always been very entrepreneurial. I've always been very creative. I've managed to make my careers in the past out of passions. And it's like, this job is not my career. But I think when I first started doing it, I almost felt discouraged. I think that everyone who works in entertainment right now knows that the industry is in a slightly sideways position. Like, it's slow. It is changing a lot. And so in a way, my spirit almost felt defeated when I went into a corporate environment, because I was feeling like, damn, I failed, even though I have accomplished so much in my like modeling, acting, creative careers. But then I got to a point in my job right now, mind you, I'm still fostering my passions outside of my job, right? Because I don't view that job as my career. It's a stepping stone, and I have changed my perspective in a way that reflects my desire to continue learning. And to be honest, when I feel feelings of defeat, discouragement, I do feel them and I move through them. I think it's difficult to not cling to those feelings sometimes and, like letting them define you. But in my process, I have to feel those things in order to have breakthroughs about them. And my perspective really changed recently because my job went from feeling very daunting every day to, again, just another thing that I can make serve me in the greater good of my life. And it makes me reflect on the fact that your journey's not going to be linear. And in my mind, in all of the times, right, when I move forward through experiences that make me feel like I'm going back, every single time I'm on the other side of them, it makes me think, oh my God, I was still going forward in my journey. It was an illusion that I was going back because the journey's not ever linear. It's kind of like the slingshot idea where in order to move forward, sometimes it seems like you're getting pulled back, but it's because you're about to shoot forward into new experiences, perspectives, opportunities, etc. etc. That's that California girl accent I believe I was talking about earlier. But I love that concept because my life is a living example of it. I have gone through so many experiences that have led me to so many bigger breakthroughs. I can give so many examples. Okay, so this is a huge one that I love to reference whenever I'm talking about these concepts. Also, I'm trying to get comfortable. I don't want to mess my stuff up. Okay. So, I think it was 2019. I had left an abusive relationship with nothing, like just to get away from the relationship. I was literally 20 and I had started over in life so many times before that, and this is like the first time where I was leaving a situation where I was risking it all. I didn't care. I just needed to get away and start anew. So I left this abusive relationship with nothing. Nothing. It was the start of COVID. I got sober. Literally had nothing, had nowhere to live. I moved in with my siblings' partner's family and was literally living on their couch just so that I didn't have to be in that relationship. I had gone through the process of like getting a restraining order, and I felt like I was at square one, even though I was so liberated, right? I was moving out of this situation. I had essentially lost everything, and I was like, damn, well, it's also COVID. There's nothing. I can't even go like get a job. But I remember, I think it was Thanksgiving that year, and me and my siblings went to our grandparents' house for a Thanksgiving celebration. And when I was there, I remember I self-submitted to an audition on casting networks. And again, it's like you don't even have to be in the entertainment world to understand any of this, because the message in the story can be applicable to anyone living literally any life. I didn't even know what I was submitting for. Long story short, I ended up getting an audition. And this was like one of those really discreet jobs on casting networks where they don't tell you the details. It's like heavily under an NDA. So when I submitted, I didn't even know what I was really submitting for. I wasn't even in SAG at this time. This was like 7 years ago. I don't remember. 6 years ago? Yes. I can't. So I remember the casting director reached out to me and said, hey, like, we would actually love for you to audition for this. It's a SAG job. It's an acting job. And they sent me the sides. I didn't think anything of it. Like, I was just excited that I was doing something that I was going to learn from. I grew up, like I said, acting, performing, doing like so many different creative ventures. And then I was trying to figure out how to do acting more professionally. And I had done commercial stuff here and there, but I wasn't in SAG, like I said. So this was like my first time doing acting auditions in the entertainment world. And so they sent me the sides, and I didn't even think anything of it. Like I said, I was just excited to do it and learn from it and just see what the process and the experience was like. So I remember I printed out the sides. I practiced with my siblings. I even practiced with my grandma, and I just filmed it like on their back porch and sent it. I didn't even have enough room to film it in the correct format and sent it to the casting director. The casting director didn't think anything of it, and then just went on my merry way, just went on with my life and got back. And I remember we were back. I was kind of losing my mind in my living situation because, again, I was literally living on someone's couch, and it was, what's it called? It was COVID. And so it was like quarantine. It was like lockdown still. And I got a call back for the job like weeks later. And I'd completely forgotten about it at this point. And again, I still didn't really understand what it was because it was still under like NDA. And I remember being shocked that I got a call back. Not shocked because of like my ability, but I had just forgotten about it. When I tell you this callback was like the ultimate test of faith and perseverance, and I feel like it was God's way of being like, how badly do you want this? Or how serious are you about yourself? Because when I tell you, it was a Zoom callback, right? Because it was COVID. My audition was running like, I'm not kidding, they were running like 4 hours behind. I was waiting on Zoom for literally like 4 hours. There was about 500 times that I just wanted to click off and be like, fuck this. I literally don't care. This is such a waste of time. It's disrespectful. I can't. But there was just something in me. I just couldn't do it. I can't. I don't like the idea of throwing opportunities away, and I always want to show up for myself. So I just stuck it out. I did the audition, and then after that I was just like, fuck it, I don't even care. I'm just glad that's done. I'm so irritated from that, like whatever. And then I never heard anything back. I think my agents reached out and said like, oh hey, I think what happened was they wanted to put me on a veil. So a veil is like the step or hold. It's like the step right after the callback before they officially book you. So this is like, they limited it down to just a few people. They put you on a veil. They put you on hold. And then they book you after that. And I remember they put me on a veil, and I was like, oh my God, like I was breaking through a barrier, like in my career, essentially into a new like market. And then my agents come back like a week later. They're like, hey, the whole job is canceled. This is like a huge production. The whole job is canceled because of COVID. Like, people have COVID. No one can do the job. I was like, fuck, again. So I just got like all worked up again, and then nothing, like whatever. I don't even know. I just move on again. And then again, and mind you, I'm still living this whole time on someone else's couch, like losing my ever living mind. And then like 3 weeks later, my agents reach out again saying, hey, the production might be back on. So you might be on a veil again. And so I was like, oh my God, what the hell? It's back on. Like, that's great. And then my agent said, oh no, it's not. It got canceled again because of fucking COVID. And so at this point, I gave no fucks. I gave no shits. I did not care. I was like, okay, stop with this bullshit. Like, I don't even care. I don't even care anymore. And I actually just moved on because I was so fed up. But then my agents came back again. My agents came back again and said, you're not going to believe it, but they want to book you. They want to book you. But what's even crazier about this is that I had finally like just got a payment from a different like modeling job I had gotten. And I was like, I don't even care. I'm using all of this money to move out into an apartment because I'm mentally unwell having to live on someone else's couch. I didn't even know, again, it's COVID, I couldn't get a regular job. So I didn't even know how I was going to sustain living in my apartment. But like for my well-being, again, I had to take that leap of faith for myself because I had come so far. Mind you, I had just left a crazy abusive relationship, gotten a restraining order, gotten sober, and I had shown up for myself in so many ways. And the environment I was living in was not healthy. So it's like I had to take that leap of faith and that risk to have my own space and my own sovereignty. It was so important. And literally the day before I was supposed to move into my apartment, that's when my agents called and said, hey, can you start this job tomorrow? They want to book you because the people they originally booked all have COVID, but they can't cancel the project again. And that's how I found out I booked one of the literal biggest jobs of my whole career for Samsung. It was a global SAG project. And I went like road tripped like fucking all around California filming a massive, massive production for Samsung. And then it was everywhere. It was everywhere literally across the whole entire world. And I think that's also like the most money I've ever made from a job. So it's like I went from being set up in an established relationship with someone significantly older than me, went to shit, but it's like I was still going forward in my journey even though I had technically lost everything, trying to get away from that situation. And number one, if I was like scared of starting over or the perception of like moving backwards by ending a relationship and forgetting everything to go forward, then I would have never left, first of all. And besides that, I feel like I had to do so much concept work because this goes back to the belief constructs that you subscribe to about yourself and what you think is possible for yourself and your life. Logically speaking, you could never go from being homeless, it's COVID, lockdown, no fucking opportunities, no nothing, and then you get booked out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere. I went through the whole audition process. It was very long and tedious, but I mean, the production had been canceled several times. And then everyone else that had originally gotten booked got COVID, and then all of a sudden they're booking me. So I went from being literally homeless with nothing, like newly sober in a really bad living situation, to making the most money I've ever made from a job, living my dream, like traveling, being on set every single day as like a principal talent on a global SAG project. What? That defies logic. And so if I had not been willing, I feel like I have chills just talking about this. If I had not been willing to take those risks and try new things and do those auditions that were for something new, like that would have never happened. And I feel like that experience really changed my like my concept of like what is possible for me in my life and my future, right? So then what's crazy is that after that, right, I went through a whole long period of time, like a year, of booking like SAG project after SAG project and like campaign after campaign after campaign. And then like a year and a half later, I got really sick. I got really sick with autoimmune issues. And it's like I just couldn't work anymore. I literally was physically debilitated. I couldn't work anymore. And I got so sick and stayed sick for like literally 2 or 3 years. And I couldn't work. And I lost it all. I was like, wow, I've worked my whole life, had a whole modeling career. I've spent the last year and a half booking like literally the most insane SAG projects. And then it was just ripped away from me. And I felt shameful because it was because of my health, and it was because I just couldn't understand. and I understand why I couldn't understand. Because I went from literally living my dream to living the most heinous life, being sick, like not even feeling in control of my own being and my own body. And then it's like, in a way, now that I'm out the other side, I can make sense of the fact of why it happened. Because, first of all, I'm like, I would have never been able to support myself, because I still supported myself financially through all the years that I was sick. If I didn't go that whole year of booking all of those SAG jobs, I literally lived off that money for the past, like for the next like 2-3 years when I was sick. Because I don't come from a financially like affluent family. So if God hadn't put me in those situations, I literally would not have been, I don't know what I would have done. Like, I don't know what I would have done. And what's crazy is that now, after like I not only recovered, but I have literally exceeded I've exceeded any version of myself that I thought that I would become, even like pre-illness, which is already a miracle. Like, I believe in miracles because I'm genuinely a walking miracle. I truly believe that with every cell of my being. So I feel like this is what I say when I mean so much of my life has been about experiencing polarity and duality, and learning how to make every kind of situation serve me and serve my highest good. And it's like I try to extract the importance of everything that I experience so that I can evolve further, right? Because it's like I went from this to that to this to that. Anyway, so now that I've come out the other side of going through like illness and like, you know, just recovering my whole life, my life, my being, my soul, my everything, my creativity, like my faith, I can see why I had to go through that. Like, that was the ultimate test of my faith and my strength in myself and in this world, which is so insane. And also, like, knowing that now, in a way, I wish I could go back and tell myself, the version of myself that had to experience all of the heinousness that was. In a way, I'm glad. Like, I didn't know in those moments that I was ever going to recover. And that's what took so much strength, is that I had to find the strength to continue on my journey even when I was knocking on death's door. Um and I think that that's what forged me into the person that I am now. That's why I'm so secure in myself. I'm like, the fact that I've lost it all so many fucking times and I've recovered, not recovered is not even the right word, like truly transformed. I feel like no one can tell me shit. Like, I'm the shit. Like, I really feel that way. What does Beyonce say? She's, I'm the shit, I'm the shit, I'm the shit. I don't know. I don't know. But that's what I mean. I was going forward into further, more evolved versions of myself. But at the time, my perception of reality is that I was stripped away of fucking everything. It's like I had gone back a million lifetimes. Like, everything that I've worked for up until this life was stripped away from me and I lost everything. What the fuck? But then I come out the other side and it's like the fog cleared. I'm like, holy shit, I've been going forward this whole time. And now I look at my future, and I said this in the last episode, I look at my future so differently. Now that I've gone through all of that, I'm like, holy shit, anything that I even perceived my future to be, it was limiting me. It was limiting me. Like, I think that everyone on this earth is capable of so much greatness, and that's why I'm like trying to figure out now how I can use my oh my gosh, use my voice to make an impact and like tell my story and like be able to, I don't know, connect with other people. And I feel like what I can do is shine my light on other people just to be a reflection of their own greatness. Like, look at what I've been able to transform and become. Everyone else is also capable of this, right? It has nothing to do with like, oh, I'm so great, I'm so this, I'm so that. I am those things because I recognize those things in myself. But that's the whole point, is like, so can you, so can everyone else. And I feel like my purpose in this life is like living as an example of that so that other people can see that level of greatness in themselves. Damn. Yeah. It's also funny too because I'm such an existential person in a way. I feel like every time I talk on here, it's so I keep saying existential in a good way. I love that about myself. But also, I'm also the most unserious person ever. And that's why I'm also excited to bring other people on here and talk with them so that I can just showcase these different parts of myself and, you know, show these other parts of other people. I have so many amazing, cool, talented, gifted people around me, and I'm so excited to also, you know, for them to be able to share what they know and the knowledge that they've accumulated in their lives. That's going to be so fun. And that's another thing that I feel like my whole life I've been learning the strength of my voice as well. And back to the job that I have right now, where even though I'm still like, you know, fostering, acting, modeling, like creative endeavors, this on the side of like my stepping stone career right now. Well, it's not a career, it's like a job, but it's corporate. Like, it is like, anyway. I feel like I've even been able to make that serve me, even though I was feeling so defeated in a way by doing it at first. Because what I do there is, like, I'm like their lead operations and logistics specialist. So I do, like I said, all of their operations and logistics for this marketing company, which is so funny because like you would never think that I do that because of my background, but I'm also so intelligent. I feel like I have such a crazy skill set that I feel like I can be good at literally anything I want to be good at. Anyway, a big part of my job is also like recruitment. I interview people all the time. And so for that, it's like I've had to be also okay with being a leader in that way and using my voice. And I feel like practicing also like my authority, but it's not about being like authoritarian, like being like overbearing, but it's about, but when I am interviewing a ton of people, right, I have to use my discernment and stand and be secure in myself to make decisions about other people being a good fit or not. And this is not about being judgmental. You know what I mean? It's also like, whatever. Anyway, I'm just saying that I'm now viewing so many different opportunities as ways to further serve me and my bigger mission in life, right? Because maybe I wouldn't be as comfortable as I'm going to be interviewing different types of people for this or talking to different types of people for this experience if I hadn't been, at this job practicing being like, again, because it's like I've been in a leadership position in so many other facets of my life, but the fact that I was able to go into a corporate environment and still like flourish in a leadership position there, it just made me feel like, damn, okay, no, I can really, like, I am a fucking, like, secure in myself. I am exactly who I think I am and know I am. And so it's like I can use that experience to further serve my other life experiences. And I love that because I feel like I just recently had that breakthrough, even though it sounds so simple. It's like, yeah, bitch, everything you do, you're going to learn something to do something else. But I'm so deeply connected to my desire and my passion and the things that I want to pursue. And I'm so passionate about the things that I want to achieve in this life that to me, it was that serious. I felt like I was grieving a part of me having to be in a corporate environment. I just was, okay? And I was very, very grateful that I've had this opportunity, right? I'm very, very grateful that I've had this opportunity to have this job. But in a way, I almost felt like, oh gosh, though, is this going to be the end of these other parts of myself? Especially because it's also been very stressful working there. It's been very different than what I'm used to. I'm used to, again, it's very, very privileged that I've been able to forge a career that didn't feel like work, because again, I've had to really work on what my concept of work is. And do I need to suffer in my work in order to make a living, right? Because again, I didn't grow up with money. I come from a family that is not like, I'm not like a trust fund kid, But yeah, I think that it's really good to know the value of working hard and showing up for yourself, but also recognizing where you're going to be valued and making an impact in a way. And again, it's not like I'm making the biggest impact at this job, but I mean, being at this job is going to help me make a bigger impact on the world, because somewhere between the lines, it's honing my skills that I'm going to be able to further use in other opportunities, which is really cool. And I feel like I just kind of had that breakthrough like in the past like 2 months, where before that I was just like, damn. But nothing's permanent. Nothing's permanent. And right now doesn't define how you're going to be able to move forward in this world, which is really special. I think the decisions that you make obviously define how you're going to move forward in the world, but your circumstances right now, you can choose to pivot at any second. You can choose to change your mind at any second and do something new, or make a new decision, or break a habit, or have a new perspective. Like, you can do that at any time, which is amazing. Yeah, it's just so cool. And I feel like so many times, again, it's like when shit feels like, fuck, shit is falling apart. Sometimes stuff has to fall apart or change for things to come together. And it's so cliche. It's like, oh my God. But also, it's true. It's literally just true. If you want to do something new, the old shit gotta go. It gotta go. It just does. And that feels really shitty. And knowing that, you know, stuff has to fall apart in order to move forward doesn't make actually having to go through it any less shitty. Also, my nails are so long right now, you guys. I feel like I could do ASMR. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah. No, I'm not going to re-record my lost episodes where I'm saying like and you know and and talking like a fucking Cali Valley girl. By the way, I'm not even from the Valley. So no, I'm not. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself at this point. No, I'm not. Girl, you're talking in your head. Yeah, I'm not going to delete them though. I'm not going to re-record them. I'm just going to go forward and post them and continue to work on the ways that I want to improve this and improve my craft. And it's perfect because when I release those and then I release whatever I release in the future, you will be able to see that there's a clear evolution. And that's so exciting. And that's so amazing. And also, it's like there's always room to improve. There's always room to improve. And I get better every single day. Again. Also, I set up my flashlight against my laptop, and it's been shining in my eyes this whole entire time. But yeah, it's like I want to say something funny on here, but I don't know what to say right now that's funny, because I just am funny. I can't force it. I'm just funny when I just happen to be funny. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to say. I feel like I said everything I want to say. What I'm saying right now is giving the same vibe as the last one where I said, if I'm going to do anything, it's have a thought. Anyway, yeah, there's these people, oh my gosh. There's so many videos on TikTok and Instagram that I want to show people that I like, people that I love to watch, to like give them hype. To give them hype? Is that even the right context of that word? I don't know. But because like I love watching these different like artists or creatives. I was mentioning this concept in my last video. I love watching their shit, and I watch it dead serious, and I admire the way that they express so freely And I hate that they get fucking trolled in their comments. Like, I hate it because, well, I don't know. I guess it's giving them more views and more traffic. So, like, okay, cool. But because I respect what they're doing, like, these bitches that are hating they don't have the fucking courage. They don't have the courage. And it's a projection. They're fucking projecting on these people that are expressing themselves freely by saying, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. No, it's not. You think it's embarrassing because you shame yourself for expressing yourself freely. You shame yourself. That's why you shame other people. Okay? It's really fucking obvious. And now I'm embarrassed for you. Like, I would be so embarrassed if I was trolling people in their comment section. You're going to troll someone in their comment section. You have the time and energy to do that. You have too much time and energy. You need to go put it somewhere else, probably working on expressing yourself, because it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm yeah. So I need a manicure as well. Look at my tattoos. Aren't they cute? They're stars. I got them when I was like 18. And then on my fingers it says Macy Baby because that was one of my nicknames growing up. It's really cute. But yeah, I need a manicure. I love hanging out with my grandma, and she is so cool. She's a cosmetologist, and that's another thing. I used to be an esthetician. So I grew up being creative, you know, like modeling, but not really. But yeah, my mom was a photographer, but not like in the industry that I'm in now. But she did like other kinds of photography. She's so talented. But my first job that I had, like real job, I got my esthetician license when I was like 17 because my grandma's a cosmetologist. So that was my job before I started like modeling and acting full time. I got my esthetician license, and I literally was an esthetician at a spa in like Newport Beach because that's where I was born. Should I not say that? Should I not say where I was born? I don't know. But yeah, so my grandma is a cosmetologist, so I've always been like obsessed with makeup. I remember growing up, I would always wanted to do makeup, wanted to wear high heels, the little high heels, like dresses. I remember, oh my gosh, I remember one time my younger cousin, who's a boy, we were so young, like we were like babies or kids, I don't know. He came over and visited, and me and my younger sibling put makeup all over his face, including red lip stain. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't old enough, but I was old enough to have access to makeup. Red lip stain. I remember I put like red dots all over his face. It straight up looked like he had chicken pox. I remember when his dad came to pick him up, I was like, I was scared. I was like, I fucked up. Because his dad's like really like macho, like military man. Anyway, yeah, so my grandma will give me manicures sometimes because I try to see her like once a week if I can when I'm not at work. I've been working fucking crazy hours. It's actually driving me nuts, which is why I've been making a point to do and create stuff that I enjoy like this. Anyway, this has been going on for an hour. I have a friend, her name's McKenna. We work together, and at work, I'll go to her desk and I'll like scratch her arms and like give her a little head massage. Also, look how long my hair is. I've had short hair for literally the last 13 years. My hair has not been this long since I was in 8th grade. It's a very long. I love it. I'm going to keep growing it out, and then one day I'll probably cut it short again. Okay, now I'm talking in circles, and this has been going for almost an hour. Anyway, I'm really excited to start doing this with other people as well, because I surround myself with very insightful, intelligent people. They're all so different, but so similar in a way, but so different. And I feel like that's what I love about all of them, is that they all bring something different to my life. And I love being around people that help me learn and expand and do different things and have different perspectives. And again, it's like we are those mirrors for each other. So yeah, I'm just so excited to be able to showcase all the different interesting people in my life. And also, who knows, like maybe be able to connect with new people, and then we can come have insightful conversations on here. And yeah, so okay, well, thank you for watching, and maybe I will consider getting an actual light, because look at the lighting when I take the thing off. It's still cute, but yeah. Okay, have a good night. Bye.